Zombie apocalypse.
All right, let's start. Previous week, if you remember, we talked section 3 grading questions. We know now how to think in these questions, grading questions, the questions without choices. This week, we are going to talk about grading questions 2, but section 4 questions. And then we are moving to quizzes. The competition score till now, 10E 11 points, 10A 2 points, and 10I 5 points. So first, we are going to start with the grading questions. Let's move to our sheet. Here we are. As we used to do, I will give you a minute to think about each question, and then we are going to discuss it together. But make sure that the first question is always the easiest one, and then we are moving to the medium up to hard questions. So starting from 31, 32, 33, 34, you will know that it's very, very, very easy questions. Maybe you will solve it in one step, no more than that. So please start to solve number 31 right now. That's right. The right answer is 14. Like how? We have a coastal geologist estimated that a certain country's beaches are eroding at a rate of 1.5 feet per year. What feet per year? 1.5 per year, which is 1. Right. According to the geologist, estimate how long will it take in years for a country's beaches to erode? 21 feet. 21. And then let's do the cross multiplication to get how long, which is the number of years. So 21 multiplied by 1 over 1.5 on your calculator will be 14. All right. We have another way with mental work. If you have 1.5 per year and the total 21, how long will it be? You can just, if you use your mental work, you are going to do 21 over 1.5. It's also going to be 14. Two ways here or this one. Okay, 32. Right, its right answer will be, as most of you said, 7 hours. Like how in a hurry? Look. We have FH hours and 30 minutes is equal to 450. What is the value of H hours plus 30 minutes and 30 minutes equal to 450? But we cannot do it like this because H is the number of hours. It has to be minutes just like 30 and just like 40. So I'm going to multiply by 60. So 60H, 60 the number of minutes multiplied the number of hours, plus 30 equal 450. You are going to take 30 to the other side. So 60H equal 420, which is H equal 420 divided by 67. Okay, now we got two right answers, 2 easy questions, like 20 or 30 marks only on those 2 questions. So collect correct answers as much as you can. You will get a high score with collecting right answers or correct answers, not solve the hard one. Just collect the easy ones. All right, 33. Okay. First step is always the most important one. What is the first step? First step is always the most important one. Let's read the question. In the xy plane, the point 3 and 6 lies on the graph of the function f of x equals 3x squared minus bx plus 12. What is the value of b? What is my first step? As I said, I have a given and wage, and I want the value of b. Limited ways, you know, I have very limited ways. I have 3 and 6, which is x and y, and I have the equation, so I'm going only to substitute 6 instead of y equal 3, and instead of this x, I'm going to put the x, 3 squared minus, instead of x, I'm going to put 3, b as it is, plus 12. Now I only have b to solve for x, so 6 equal 3 multiplied by 3 squared, which is 27, minus 3b plus 12. Solve بقى for b. 27 plus 12 is 39 minus 3b equals 6. So negative 30b equal negative 3b. Normal equation, just take the 33 to the other side and then divide it by negative 3. You will get b equals 11. So first step is the most important one. If you have a point and an equation, just substitute. Take the point, put it instead of x and y. Take the point, put it instead of x and y, you will get the unknown, which is b. So it is substitute the point. This is it. If you know this step, if you know that you have to substitute here, just like this, you can get b easily. All right, 34. Always think about the first step. Always think about the first step. You have like 1 minute, 30 seconds in this question, and then we are going to discuss it together. Okay. Let me teach you how to think in these kinds of questions. Here he said, in one semester, Doug and Laura spent a combined of 250 hours in tutoring lab. If Doug spent 40 more hours in the lab than Laura did, how many hours did Laura spend in the lab? All right. Always in the SAT, you have to visualize the question before you solve it. So here he's asking me about two things, which is Doug and Laura. He's comparing between Doug and Laura. Both of them spend a combined of 250 hours in the tutoring lab. And then he said Doug spent 40 more hours than Laura did. So he's comparing between two things. When you just realize that, comparing between two things, make sure that you are going to solve with system of linear equations, which is two equations. When he's comparing, use the system of linear equations. All right, like how? He wants how many hours did Laura spend in the lab? How many hours did Laura? So L will be the number of hours Laura spent. Number of hours Laura spent. And D will be the number of hours Doug spent. All right, let's translate. I have L, the number of hours of Laura, and D, the number of hours of Doug, combined 250. So from here, L, number of hours of Laura, plus D, number of hours of Doug, equal to 150 hours, which is the total. And then he said, look, if Doug spent 40 more hours in the lab than Laura, Doug and Laura, who's more? Doug is more with 40 hours. How I'm going to put it in equation? How equation means equal in between, equal in between the two letters. So if I want to make Doug equal to Laura, I'm going to do like this. But I know that Doug 40 hours more, so I'm going to add 40 on Laura. Why? To make it equal. So now Doug equal Laura, but plus 40. Why plus 40? Because Doug is 40 more, so I'm going to add 40 to Laura. And here is the second equation. Okay, this is it. Let's substitute instead of Doug spend 40 more hours than Laura. Okay, now let's solve for L. We are going to substitute. So L plus, instead of D, I'm going to put L plus 40 equal to 150. Substitution method. L plus L to L equal to 110, which is L equal 105. Guys, is it clear? If you want to know if it's clear or not, just ask yourself, do you understand the first equation? Do you understand the second equation? And the rest of the steps are very easy. Is it clear? To question 35, no steps needed. Believe me, no steps needed in this question. Just read it well and then put your answer. Well, the answer is 50. This number. But like how? Like how? We talked before y equals mx plus b. M is the rate of change, and b is the initial value. Look, let's solve it in the easiest way. Look, Jane made an initial deposit to a savings account each week. Thereafter, she deposited a fixed amount to the account. The equation above models the amount A in dollars that Jane has deposited after 2 weeks deposits according to the model. Starting here, this is the solution. How many dollars was Jane's initial deposit? Initial deposit is B, so it's 15, and this is it. So always, initial one is the number without x, without y, the constant, the c. Y equal mx plus b, it's c. So initial, this number in the linear functions, which is y equal mx plus b. طيب Rita, yes, Rita, we always have Khan Academy. Always after each session you have Khan Academy.
اطلع بره.
Huh? Okay. My mistake. طب يلا يا جماعة 36. Let me explain. Because you didn't take the circle, I think it will be not that easy. Look, in this question, just take notes. I will give you the golden rule for this question, just one rule to solve this kind of question. In the figure above, point O is the center of the circle. Line segment LM and MN are tangent to the circle at point L and N. As you see, LM tangent, which is touch the circle here, and NM touch the circle here. And then at points L and M respectively, and the segment intersect at point M. Segments, two segments intersect at point M as shown. If the circumference of the circle is 96, circumference equal 96. What is the length of minor arc LN? Okay, length of minor arc LN. Look, we have one rule. If he's asking about length of arc or area of sector, we have this rule. X degrees, central angle over 360. It's a central angle. Equal length of arc over circumference equals area of sector over area. I'm just using only two parts from this long rule. Yeah, if I want the length of arc, I'm going to use only this part. If I want the area of sector, I'm going to use x over 360 equal area of sector. So I'm going just to use two of them. So here he's asking about what is the length of minor arc LN, length of arc. So I'm going to use x degrees over 360 equals length of arc, which is LN, over circumference, and I have the circumference, which is 96. Okay, what is the central angle? Central angle is this one. How I'm going to get the measure of this one? Always the measure of the central angle is twice the other angle. So this one is 60, so the measure of this one, 2 multiplied by 60, which is 120. So x, now it's 120 instead of x over 360 equals ln over 96. If I want the length of minor arc ln, I'm going to cross multiply. That's right, Yakinzi. All right, Salma, I am going to explain again. I'm going to repeat. 120 multiply 96 over 360. ln equals 120 multiplied by 96 over